Okay, for this video, we will now add the Google sign-in library. Okay, first is copy this one and open login screen.js, paste this, and move the Google sign-in configuration inside the main function. Then for the web client ID, we will open, here it says that the value of the web client ID can be found in Google services.json as the client OAuth client ID property, and the ID ends with apps.googleusercontent.com. And make sure to pick the client ID with client type 3. So let's open Google services.json. It's under where is it? This one. This one with client type ID 3. So these two are the same. And just copy the client ID with client type 3. Copy this one. Go back to login screen. Where is it here? And paste the client ID. Then save. Okay, next is let's copy this one, or just this one, the import auth, and paste that here. Save. And also copy this function. Copy the function inside the login screen, paste, and we will change this function. So instead of returning a value, we will store the value inside a constant, so that we can print the information of the user. So constant, and let's name the function as user sign in equals this one. Then let's print the value. So let's create a promise. If this one has a value, then store it here and console.log user. So if this function is called, the sign in credential, and if it has a value, or if the sign in is successful, we will print the information of the user. Okay, then catch, if there is an error, we will also print the error. And let's change this one to constant on button press. It's still an asynchronous function. Let's just change it to an arrow function. Okay, then copy this one, the code for the button. And let's change this to sign in with Google. Then on button press, we will call the on Google button press function, which is this one. Save. Okay, let's try to click the button. Then sign into your account. Okay, as you can see, this is the information of the user. Okay, so since from the last time when we log in, or if the user is logged in, we will display the home screen. So here, let's open. So upon successful sign in, let's open this one. This is a listener, which will check if there is, or if a user has logged in. So let's copy this one, and where is it? Let's paste that one below, right here. And the state, react.useState, and also the effect. Okay, save. Let's check the terminal. Okay, there's no more error. And try to print the user. Let's print the value. So this is the data of the user. Okay, next is we will check if the user is logged in. So let's log the user out first. Let's look for the log out here, sign out, copy, and paste that here. User is sign out, comment. So as you can see, the user value is not null. So if it is null, the user has to log in, and or if it has a value, we will open home screen. So here we cannot check the variable directly. So let's try it. If user, meaning that there is a logged in user. Let's move this here. So it's null. It will no longer print. If, or let's add an else no user. So it is returning no user because the user variable or the user state doesn't have a value. So if you try to log in, sign in with Google, the user now has a value. So if it has a value, we will open homescreen.js. Let's look for our code here. Let's copy this one. We will navigate to the home screen and comment this first. Okay, it now navigated to the home screen, and we will now move this code for the logout. Let's cut, open home screen, then for the logout function, let's paste this one, because if we click logout and refresh the login screen, it will again go back to the home screen because we did not sign out from the Firebase or the Google Firebase. Save, and don't forget to import. Save. Okay, let's now try to click logout and refresh the login screen, and it now says no user. Okay, let's try it again. Sign in with Google. Okay, then logout. Okay, let's now set this user value so that we can access that value from the home screen. Okay, and we will rename this, instead of user data, user login data, and the value will be the user value. Save. Okay, then try to log in with Google. Okay, let's comment this, copy, and go go inside homescreen.js. Then we will now access the this data. Copy, paste, user logged in data. Okay, let's try to print that the user logged in data inside home screen. Save. Let's change this one. So it's right here. And we can also print this properly. Wait. Okay, user login data. Or we can just print it directly. So here, let's parse it first. JSON.parse. Then JSON.stringify any replacer is null and 2. Wait. Oh, why do I have... So here. And for the user login data, we just need to access this user object. So to do that, just type udata.user. It's not displaying anything. Let's store it inside a variable. User data is equal to JSON parse this one. Well, let's put it outside. Then let's print udata. Okay, console.log. We just need the user. Udata, and it's now displaying user. Logged in is no longer included. And if we want to use a specific object here, just type user dot for example the display name dot display name. Save. So here it's just displaying the display name. Okay, here we can also add an if statement to check if user logged in data has a value. Then if it has a value, let's move this one inside if statement. If it has a value, we will also call the set user details, the setter method, set user details, and pass the udata.user. So here we know that the contents of udata.user are the, where are those? And here the display name, the phone number, photo URL, email, UID, etc. We can also display those here. So user details dot display name. Save. Here it is now showing the display name. Let's also display the email. And we can also display the photo. Let's copy the image from login screen. Where is the image? Right here. Copy. Let's put the image on top. it's looking for the property. Let's import image. Save. The source is missing the style. Let's copy the style. Then the source will be URI and the photo URL. Save. And to prevent this error, we have to check if the if photo URL has a value. Let's check it here. If photo URLs has a value, then display the image. Wait. Let's put that here. Okay, something's wrong with this one. And image. Okay, wait. URI. Okay, let me move this outside first and comment this one. So comment it again. If user details has a value, then display this image here. What was wrong? What's wrong? It's the same. Oh, this one is not question mark. It should be end. Okay, let's now move it up. But there is still an error. Wait. Let's try to reload. Okay, there's an error, cannot update the component. Okay, for this one, instead of, since it is not allowed to directly change the screen while the application is loading, so here, we have to move this inside an effect. Cut and paste. Save. Reload. Okay, no user, sign in with Google. Okay, this one, let's for the changing of screen and setting a value for the asynchronous storage, let's make this a function so that when we click the sign in with Google button, this function will be called. Let's name this one social login success, so that we can reuse this for the other social logins. Okay, call that one here. And for the button, so here, if the user has successfully logged in, we will also call the social login function. Let's reload. Click sign in with Google, and it should redirect to the home screen. Let's now click logout. Again, sign in with Google. Why it doesn't have a value? Save. It doesn't have a value. Wait, let me try to reload. Maybe something's wrong with the code. Sign in with Google. Okay, let's check. Okay, we didn't call the setter method. Let's move this up. Okay, let's also call the setter method for the button here. Save, and let's reload again. Click sign in with Google, and it now redirects and with information. Okay, so that's it for sign in with Google using Firebase.